Life starts at 40, or does it? Well, not for the young female billionaires who managed to build or inherit insane fortunes before their 30th birthday. In this video, we count down the 15 youngest female billionaires in the world. Stick around to find out who the youngest billionaire on the list is and how they got their fortune. So hit thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get started. Number 15. Friedrich Braun Lüdecke, 1.2 billion. Starting off our list is German billionaire Friedrich Braun Lüdecke, whose net worth is 1.2 billion. Friedrich's source of wealth is a 12% stake at B. Braun Melsungen, a top medical device and equipment supplier. But it wasn't always worth what it is today. B. Braun started in the early 1800s as a small herbal pharmacy, and it wasn't until Ludwig George Braun, Friedrich's mother's cousin, took the helm that sales grew from millions to billions annually. Thanks to the company, the now 39 personnel and organizational development manager in the business is one of the world's wealthiest young women. Number 14. Caroline Hagen-Kjos, 2.1 billion. At just 34 years of age, Caroline Mary Hagen-Kjos was the wealthiest woman in Norway. Hagen's wealth and consequently global recognition traces back to 2014 when she was selected as the board chairman of Canica, a holding corporation owned by her family. This appointment also came with the majority stake in the company's capital. The Norwegian businesswoman and heiress, who based in Switzerland and now a year shy of 40, is estimated to be worth around 2.1 billion. Number 13. Miranda Q, 1.8 billion. Xiaohongshu, a popular lifestyle platform in China, has often been described as the Chinese Instagram. As of March 2023, it registered a whopping 174 million active users monthly, most of whom are female. What's interesting about the popular Asian app is the person behind it is also a woman. Miranda Q established her company in 2013 along with Charlene Mao. The company not only grew to become one of the largest lifestyle platforms on the planet with a valuation of about 20 billion, but it also made Miranda one of the few female billionaires under 40. At 38, she's approximately worth 1.8 billion. Number 12. İpek Kırak, 2.9 billion. From China, we go all the way to Turkey for our next billionaire on the list. İpek Kırak, a Brown University graduate, is the adopted daughter of Inan and Suna Kırak, the owners of Turkey's largest industrial conglomerate, Koç Holding. Koç Holding, which has interests in energy, automobiles, consumer goods, foods, and finance, is also the only company in the country to be listed on the Fortune Global 500 as of this year. That said, Kırak wasn't well known on the global stage until she was appointed chairwoman and CEO of Sirena Marine Maritime Industry and Trade, a subsidiary of her father's Kırak Holding, a position she held until 2021. She is still on Koç Holding's board of directors, and she plays a number of roles in the family businesses, and her success has seen her amass a wealth of 2.9 billion at just 38 years old. Number 11. Anne Werninghaus, 1.2 billion. Now, you don't have to be actively involved in the family business like İpek Kırak to be a billionaire. Anne Werninghaus's colossal 1.2 billion wealth comes from her equity in WEG, currently the largest manufacturer of electric vehicles in Latin America, and she happens to be the largest individual shareholder. The company, which has operations in not one but 5 countries, brings in billions in revenue each year. So at just 37 years, Anne earns millions in dividends while she lives a quiet life with her family in Brazil. Number 10. Eva Maria Braun Lüdecke, 1.2 billion. At 36 years old, Eva Maria Braun Lüdecke is the youngest female billionaire who primarily made her fortune in healthcare. Now, the name Braun Lüdecke might sound familiar because it's actually the second time we're mentioning it on the list. You see, Eva is Friedrich Braun Lüdecke's younger sister, and they both inherited a 12% stake worth 1.2 billion each in B. Braun Melsungen. Like her other sister, Eva works in the family business, with her current position being communications manager. Number 9. Liu Yuan, 1.7 billion. What's more impressive than a young billionaire? A self-made one. At just 36, Liu Yuan co-founded DR Corp, a top jewelry supplier based in Shenzhen, China. And 2021, DR Corp achieved a height of only a few companies reach. It was listed on the Shenzhen Stock Exchange. Not much is known about Liu Yuan's personal life except that she co-founded her company with her partner Liu Yuan. Her wealth, estimated at 1.7 billion, ranks her among China's top 10 self-made billionaires. Now that is impressive. Number 8. Genia Reinhardt, 1.9 billion. If the name Genia Reinhardt sounds familiar, it's probably because of Gina Reinhardt, The latter is a mining magnate, businesswoman, and the wealthiest person in Australia, holding the title from 2011 to 2015 and then again since 2020. Gina Reinhardt is her youngest daughter, and at only 36 years, she is worth just shy of $2 billion thanks to a trust she and her 3 siblings share. Number 7. Melanie Perkins, $3.6 billion. Like China, Australia boasts of more than one young female billionaire on the list. Now, you've probably heard of Canva, one of the most popular graphic design tools on the internet today. Well, what you probably didn't know is that one of its founders and the current CEO is a woman. That's right, at 36 years old, Melanie Perkins is one of the youngest female CEOs of a tech company of Canva's magnitude. Canva is currently valued at $25.6 billion. Now, her position in the company and 18% stake makes her worth $3.6 billion and one of Australia's wealthiest women. Number 6. Rihanna, $1.4 billion. Wearing the crown of America's youngest self-made billionaire woman, as well as the wealthiest female musician in the world, according to Forbes, Rihanna is nothing short of a phenomenon. She wasn't born into one of America's old money families. Instead, she came from a humble background in Barbados and built her empire from the ground up through music and business. At 35, Rihanna is worth $1.4 billion, with most of her wealth coming from her 3 retail companies, Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skin, and Savage X Fenty. The rest is from music and a bit of acting. Number 5. Anna Kasparzik, $1.4 billion. When you think about sportswomen making huge amounts of money, your mind probably goes to athletes like Naomi Osaka and Serena Williams. But while these are the top 2 earners in the sport, respectively, they aren't the wealthiest or even billionaires. Anna Kasparzik, 33, is the wealthiest female athlete and the only billionaire sportswoman. So what sport does she play? Well, Anna is actually a dressage rider who even represented her country in the Olympics. If you don't know, dressage is a type of horse riding exhibition and competition where a horse and rider perform a bunch of movements as effortlessly and gracefully as possible. But she didn't get her $1.4 billion wealth from the sport. She, along with her brother and mother, owned stakes in ECCO, a Danish multinational shoe manufacturer that her grandfather started. Number 4. Elisabeth Furtwängler, $1.2 billion. Hubert Berta Media Holding is one of Germany's most prominent media groups with revenues of about $2.8 billion. The company traces back to publishing couple Franz Berta Sr. and Ian Berta before passing on to Hubert Berta. Aside from being the biggest shareholder, Hubert also served as the company's CEO until 2010 when he gave his 2 children, Jacob Berta and Elisabeth Furtwängler, 37.4% stake each, leaving him with just 25.1%. This made the now 31-year-old Elizabeth a billionaire and one of the youngest female billionaires in the world. Number 3. Lisa Drachselmeier, $1.7 billion. If you thought Elizabeth was the youngest female billionaire in Germany, then you haven't met Lisa Drachselmeier. The 30-year-old is worth $1.7 billion thanks to her equity in the Drachselmeier Group, a global automotive supplier headquartered in Vilsbiburg, Germany. Like Elizabeth, Lisa's wealth is mainly attributed to her family's business, which she runs alongside her father, Fritz Drachselmeier. And that leaves us with only 2 billionaires on the list, and they have something in common. So stick around for these top 2 wealthy young women, and the only ones on the list who are in their 20s. Number 2. Katharina Andersen, $1.5 billion. Katharina Gammelskog Andersen, who's only 28 years old, is the true definition of old money. The Norwegian heiress is a 6th-generation owner of Ferd, an investment company with holdings in finance and real estate. While Katharina has grown up in wealth, she didn't have a billion-dollar net worth until her father, Johan H. Andersen Jr., transferred a 42.2% ownership stake in Ferd to her name. So, who's the youngest female billionaire on the planet? Number 1. Alexandra Andersen, $1.5 billion. You guessed right. Alexandra Gammelskog Andersen is Katharina Gammelskog Andersen's younger sister. She became the world's youngest billionaire at just 19 in 2016 after her father gave her and her sister a 42.2% share in Ferd each, and she held the position on the Forbes list for 3 years straight. Now at 27 years old, the professional dressage rider is worth $1.2 billion, making her one of the youngest billionaires in the world. So, which female billionaire amazed you the most? Drop a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.